In the multiverse of pop culture media, these are the most honest, raw, and sometimes bizarre takes.
Very poor choice of words.
Broadcasting to you from secret locations in Japan, this is the Comics Plus Podcast. Comics Plus Podcast. With the red dreaded one, Aka-san.
Comics Plus, the podcast. My name is Aka-san, number 1, episode 3. Hope you guys are doing well, hoping you're doing swell. Here we go again. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for all of your guys' support. And of course, joining me is Radley.
Hey guys, what's going on? It's good to be here.
As usual, yeah.
Three times the charm?
Third time's the charm. Like, sorry the second one took so long. It took so long to get out and about. Everything was fine, right? Everything was good. Everything was speedy. Everything worked well. No problems. We were able to check into the studio. And then at the end of the interview with Victor, Frame of Travel, we're all packing up, just talking, and I unplug the power while the cameras were still recording, which is a no-no, actually. A huge no-no. Yep. So it took a few months for me to recover the corrupt files, and it still barely worked. But as you can see, we're going to try to get through this one a lot better. Even Nomadic Gaijin, you can't see him right now, but he's actually behind manning the sound channel today because we have a huge guest coming up. So I'm excited about that.
Very huge.
Very, very huge.
Yes. In many departments.
Yeah. We're speaking from experience. Anyways, but before all that, let's go ahead and get into the comics talk and all that. I guess we can talk about, we were talking about Sonic last time. But now it was recently Sonic's birthday, right?
Yeah, 31.
31, so he's 31 now. Okay. Mm-hmm. I bought the shirt yesterday or 2 days ago that said the 30th anniversary, so maybe that's why it was discounted. I
guess so, yeah.
I mean, I know that for the last 2 years they were going to kind of promote. Was that because of Corona? It was like a 2-year campaign or something, right?
For the 30th anniversary?
For his birthday and I guess 30th anniversary.
I don't quite know. You'd think that they would do something because, it's a perfect opportunity to do something like that,
I'm assuming it had to have been because of the pandemic. Like, it was all last year the world wasn't where it needed to be. So they're just like, okay, you know what? We're just going to make a huge extension, the Sonic movie, the Sonic Origins game, instead of making it 31st, they're kind of just the 30th anniversary for 2 years, right?
Yeah.
Did you play Sonic Origins?
I have not played it. I mean, it's a little on the pricey side.
Is it really?
It's like $40. Just for
Is that pricey for you?
Yeah. To me.
Have you heard of Elden Ring?
How much is Elden Ring?
Like $60, $70.
Well, if I was really into that, then yeah.
Yeah,
I would drop it. But these are games I already own,
True. So what is Origins?
It's just extra content. It's just like extra. It's the original 3 games, or I guess if you 4 if you consider Sonic and Knuckles. But it's basically just those 4 games. And there's cutscenes, and there's a couple of extra features, but that's it.
Oh, okay. So you haven't gotten it?
I haven't got. Well, I know what other people are saying.
I heard it got trashed hard.
It's mostly just due to the Michael Jackson stuff.
Oh, what?
Because Michael Jackson did or he did and he didn't. It's a long story about him doing the music for Sonic 3.
Oh, okay.
Did you know anything about this?
No.
You've played Sonic 3, right?
No, I have not.
Okay.
Is that the one with Knuckles?
Yes, that is the one where Knuckles is.
I stopped at number 2.
Oh, really?
It's weird, I know, but I just thought Knuckles was it was too much at that point. I don't know exactly how to explain it.
Because he has the same hair as you?
Yeah, exactly. My inspiration, they tried not to make him sound sexy, but, we can't help it, did you finally actually see that?
I haven't seen the movie yet. No, I mean, I could, I do that thing where, you...
Yeah,
you VPN.
And
then you go to Paramount Plus.
Yeah. I mean, you could, but why not?
I could, I guess so. I want the experience, the theater and everything. No?
Which you're never going to get. Oh, I get, because it hasn't come out in Japan yet.
It comes out in Japan in August.
Whenever. It's not even July yet. Yeah. Right? And so you're just going to wait that long, right?
I'm fine with it. It's fine.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then you're going to have Wait, actually, now that I think about it, is it going to be released with English subtitles, or is it going to be like...
It's also going to be dubbed.
Okay, so I mean, what I'm saying, are you going to watch it in... Are they going to release it in English with Japanese subtitles?
Yeah.
Okay.
They always do.
Hopefully. Like, a lot of the animated stuff only gets released, like, in Japanese or so. At least the Pixar stuff, a lot of it does.
Does it? I mean, I know there's going to be a dubbed version. There's going to be 2.
Yeah, right.
I think there's, like, some...
When it's generally speaking, when it's aimed for, like, kids...
Yeah.
All that stuff comes out only with the Japanese dub version. So
that's true.
It was a big problem, like Wreck-It Ralph and some of those other Pixar movies. Like, it was really hard. But they might have changed it. And maybe in Tokyo, I know when I was in Fukuoka, it was so hard to catch anything in English, like English. So it was
like no subtitled movies?
No. Yeah, they wouldn't subtitle it in English. They would. Oh. They don't release Japanese movies with English subtitles. They will.
I guess that's given.
Right? They'll only release it in English with Japanese subtitles. Like, my biggest problem right now is Top Gun. I want to watch Top Gun, Maverick, in 4DX, but the only version, which is like the whole moving, shaking sort of thing, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, yo, that'd be kind of dope. I want that Fast and Furious experience. They only release it in dub, Japanese dub, obviously, because, if they released it in English with Japanese subtitles, the majority of the audience is going to have a horrible time trying to read the subtitles while they're getting thrown out and popcorn flying and things like that.
Yeah,
so
that would be good.
So what I did, because I had this problem with Fast and Furious, in Japanese called Wild Speed, what I did was I acquired a copy of it in English somewhere. I stripped the video from it, converted it with Handbrake into an MP3, put it on my iPhone, and then went to the movie theater. So it's not illegal if I'm still paying for the movie. I went to the movie theater, synced it up with the Universal Studios logo, pushed play.
Oh, jeez.
I had to go through all that just to get like some bootleg English surround sound, but I could still enjoy cars taking off. Like
what year was this?
Oh my God, like 6 years ago or so. The one where they were in Burj Khalifa and they drove the Ferrari from building to building or something like that. Yeah. I had to do all that. Feel bad for me. Yeah.
This was for YouTube.
No, this was just for me personally.
Just for you personally. Because I remember you tell me stories like you go to like Philippines or something to catch the premiere of a new movie.
Korea, sir, but yeah,
was it Korea?
Enough. Yeah, it was Korea because that was the closest one. I would take a boat, a speedboat for like 3 hours to
speedboat.
Yeah, 3 hours to.
Sounds sexy.
Yeah, it was very much. I mean, it sounded more like a drug, but yeah.
Okay.
The speedboat, Gangnam Style.
I never think of it as a drug reference.
Oh, okay. Well, I did. All right. So yeah, but
think Speed Racer, Mach 5.
I mean, that's good. Okay. That's
all right. Anyway, go on.
Gotta be fast. There you go. But no. I would go to Korea and then I would watch the movie, and they at immigration they'd be like, "Anya, I say, why are you checking in, or why are you here?" And I'm like, "For Avengers." And they're like, "You're an Avenger?" I'm like, "I'm just here to see the movie."
You really said that?
I told them. Yeah, I literally told them I'm here for the Avengers, and they're like, "Why?" And then, but you know what? I watched Avengers: Age of Ultron twice in one day. And then
twice.
And then I went back home because it wasn't going to come out for like 3 months. I would have to be like you, waiting.
Yeah.
Spoilers everywhere, spoilers galore, waiting for it to come out in Japan. I'm like, I'm not doing all that.
I guess I have to ask you, did you ever figure out how old he was in the Age of Ultron? I'm sorry. I had to throw that joke in there.
I mean, technically, I think he was only born a week ago. So.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I had to throw it in.
So, Sonic in general... So it didn't. So the Michael Jackson music.
Oh no. So the history is that Michael Jackson worked on it, but he didn't like. There's lots of conflicting information about what really happened, but I guess supposedly Sega worked with them on this game called Moonwalker, which came out.
I remember that
on Sega.
Michael. Yeah, that's all I remember from it. Yeah. He was freeing children from cages.
Freeing children,
or something like that, yeah.
Yeah, that didn't age so well. But I guess he had a lot of workings with Sega, and they wanted him to do the music for Sonic 3. But, the guy who did the music for Sonic 1 and Sonic 2, Nakamoto Masato, I guess he wanted more money or something. And they're like, nah, we don't want to pay him more money. Let's use Michael. And, they'll put in some of his music. And I guess supposedly...
Oh, wow.
Supposedly Michael did not like the way...
that was handled?
No, not the way it was handled. He just didn't like the way the Sega Genesis handled music.
Okay.
So he says, I don't want to put my music on this machine because I just don't like the sound of it.
Okay.
And there's not really hard evidence to prove that it was him, but I guess supposedly what happened was, I guess his, what's that guy, the keyboardist?
Yeah.
I can't remember his name, Buxer I think his name is. He supposedly took a bunch of his beats, and they're in the game.
Right.
Like, was it the Moscow song, Strangers of Moscow? Like the same beat?
Okay.
That's in Sonic 3.
Oh, wow.
But
So
he's not credited.
Okay, because I heard the biggest thing is like the developers that passed it over to Sega.
Yeah.
I guess the people that were revamping it or something, like they straight out said, yo, the game is buggy and it's trash and we didn't give it to Sega like
There's that too, yeah. Supposedly if you know Sonic Mania, right? You know that one, right? Sonic Mania was a game that came out that was sort of like a remix game. They added in a bunch of new levels and stuff, and it was huge. It was a huge success, because it was really well put together. Like the guy, Christian Whitehead, the guy who was, working on it, he really had like a vision for the game. And I mean, like it brought a lot of people back, brought myself back.
Okay.
Back into the Sonic fandom of what it is.
Woohoo!
Yeah. I get to learn who Chris Chan is, Anyway, sorry. I digress.
Okay.
But basically, I was brought back. The game Sonic Origins is using the same engine as Sonic Mania, but I guess supposedly the developers are very upset with the way it was handled.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Oh, well. I mean... And before we move on to the next topic, what did you think of whatever that new Sonic game? The
Frontiers?
Yeah, Sonic Breath of the Wild with like
Breath of the Wild. That's not Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, that's like literally looks like it's still rendering or something. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll wait till it's out.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah, I don't know. It looks a little too somber.
Yeah.
It just doesn't feel like Sonic really.
Right. It feels it basically feels like what everything Nintendo has been doing. It was like, oh, you like Breath of the Wild? Let's give you all these different versions of it, but not call it that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I get it. Even Pokemon went the direction of Breath of the Wild kind of thing. So I get it.
Yeah. Probably they just woke up and be like, it'd be great if we had this game in Breath of the Wild.
Look, we got Sonic and Smash Brothers. Let's put them in Breath of the Wild now. Yeah. I get it. It looks like a glorified mod. All right. On the next topic.
Yeah.
This one is because we keep talking about WB and a lot of their problems and everything. We've been talking about that, and it would be irresponsible of us not to mention the Ezra Miller drama that's been going on.
What's up with all that? I was going to ask you about this.
For
someone who doesn't care about Ezra Miller, please tell me.
Okay, I mean, long story short.
Yeah.
Ezra Miller is in a lot of scandals. He's been arrested twice, I think now, and he threw a chair at a woman during a club or something, at a nightclub. And then the day that he was supposed to appear in court or show up for court, he got arrested again. That was the beginning of the problems. Now, allegations are coming out that he's been like grooming young women from a young age, and now and that was just a week ago. The parents have come forward. Then recently, just a few days ago, there's a whole nother story about a father claiming that his wife and 3 children are held up at his house with guns everywhere, and it's an unsafe environment. He's got a lot of scandals, and then on top of that, he's been the police have not been able to find him, and then he said,
Whoa, the police aren't able to find him?
They cannot find him, and they're like, he was running from Hawaii to his farm, and then he went on Instagram and said, you can't find me, I'm in another universe.
Really?
He deleted his Instagram. Right. It's been a big thing. Now, the reason why this is a problem is because we love comic book movies. That's all we care about is the Flash movie. The Flash movie was finished long ago. It's ready to come out because we talked about in episode 2, I believe, of the podcast. Discovery bought Warner Brothers from AT&T, And they pushed all the WB movies back by almost a year, some of them. Black Adam is going to be the first one to come out. Shazam's coming out. And then The Flash. Flash should have been out a long time ago. They've been working on it since like 2002, actually.
Wow.
It's been that long. But now they have a big problem because Ezra Miller he's the headlining person. The WB has announced that they fired him in a sense. They fired him in the sense of that they will no longer be working with him after this Flash movie comes out. However, they still don't know how they're going to release this Flash movie because this isn't like... So Fantastic Beasts 3 came out. Ezra's in that movie. They just removed him from all the posters and the promotion. He's not the main guy. So he's still in the movie. I mean, he's Dumbledore's brother. So he's still a big point of the movie, but they just don't really use him as much in terms of promotion. You can still kind of get away with it. The movie's still bomb, but yeah. Amber Heard, same situation.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about.
She lost the trial. She's basically the minimum of her scenes have been reduced to a minimum. They're still going to release Aquaman 2. But literally the Flash is Ezra Miller.
Yeah.
How do you put out a movie with this dude and not get backlashed, right?
You just make a poster and just says, The Flash. And that's
Well, I mean, Batman is in the movie as well. Michael Keaton's Batman, allegedly. I mean,
Michael Keaton plays Batman again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Possibly. Like, we haven't seen anything...
Is he, like, de-aged, or is he old?
I have no idea.
Okay.
We haven't seen it yet, but they have been trying to bank it on him as being, like, the go-to guy. But I'm like, the Michael Keaton, starring... I mean, the Flash starring Michael Keaton as Batman, it's a mess.
Change the title to Batman. The Flash.
Batman Returns Part 2.
Batman in the Flesh. In the Flash.
Featuring the Flash, right? I mean, Supergirl is in the movie as well. It's, you know what? Honestly, that's not a bad idea. But contractually, that might be a problem for Ezra Miller. But WB,
like he's there to object to anything.
Yeah, I mean, he's in another dimension, right? So, or another universe.
Sure.
I mean, technically, okay, so WB has two things. Either release it on the big screen, take the hit, and be done with it, or put it on HBO Max. I don't know.
HBO Max.
You think HBO Max?
I think they're going to do that.
You think that's just the way to go for this one?
Well, it seems like that's like what the thing that these studios do.
Right.
Like when there's some movie that they don't know how it's going to do. So
like Pinocchio.
Yeah, they just dump it. Yeah, like they just dump it on streaming.
No, you might be right. See, if I'm WB, in all likelihood, unfortunately, I would probably do that and do limited theatrical screening. I don't know. Because it's just, the problem is, WB is damned if they do, damned if they don't. They put it out there in the big screens. People are going to be mad. Like, why are you promoting this child groomer with all these allegations? Someone who choked a woman in the snow, threw a chair at another woman. Why are you promoting this person? But if they don't put it out, then people are going to be like, why aren't you giving enough support to this movie? The entire cast and crew has worked so hard. Other people worked on this movie, but people won't see it that way. They will only see it as Ezra Miller's movie. So it's a terrible one. It's a terrible situation, I have no answer for this one though, to be honest. Like,
release on HBO Max for free. There you go.
You know what? You don't have a, you might be right. Honestly, you might be right. And then going forward to the future, what are they going to do about the Flash? Like, are they going to recast him and he just shows up with a face change or something like that? They've been talking about trying to get Grant from the CW Flash, but I feel he has a lot of baggage from, he's been playing the Flash for like 8 years on TV. It's like, it's a lot of work to go back and you never watched that show, huh?
No, I never watched that show. No.
Yeah, how was it? It was good. The first 2 seasons or so.
The first 2 seasons,
yeah. Steadily went downhill after that.
Wait, so is Ezra Miller, he's only the Flash in the movies?
Yes. Correct.
Oh, okay.
So he's only really been technically in 3 movies, I think. He was in Batman v Superman for 1 second as a cameo on a DVD screen. He was in Suicide Squad as a cameo for 1 second, locking somebody up. Then he was technically in Justice League, the theatrical version.
Right.
And then the re-release, which was the Snyder Cut, which had more footage.
So 4.
Yeah, 4. Yeah, I guess so. 4. I mean,
well,
BVS
two,
really. Come on,
yeah.
a lot of it was bonus features. Let's
Yeah.
be fair. Yeah. So it's not really like he's been like the de facto name yet.
Yeah.
But obviously, WB isn't going to go reshoot the entire movie of the main
right.
guy, right? So I don't know. Got to be fast. Maybe Ezra and Sonic need to team up and make a movie.
There you go.
Maybe Ezra needs to start grooming young Sonic and Tails. And then I guess final topic is Japan's kind of reopened a little bit, right?
Kind of,
right?
Not really. I mean, aren't the rules really strict or something?
Yeah, but you get a guided tour guide provided to you by your local service.
Really?
Yeah, I mean they follow you everywhere, and you can only go specific areas. Very North Korean-ish. It's weird. It's weird because I'm like, are foreigners really going to be the problem at this point? This week Japan rolled out the whole campaign of it's okay to take off your mask.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Take your mask off outside. When it's like that's it. But, I was talking to some of my students about it, and it's kind of like, that's a ridiculous point in itself of okay, on the train, mask on. Get off the train, mask off. Go into a restaurant for 5-10 seconds, mask on when you enter the restaurant. Sit down, take your mask off, eat, mask on. It's future. Do you know future?
What's future?
Mask on, mask off. Well, it's a rap song.
So. Oh, is it?
Yeah,
okay.
It is, yeah.
Who's it by?
Future.
Okay.
I think. Yeah. Sound guy, do you know?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm in a room of maybe I have the most hip hop knowledge, and that's not saying much. All right. Well,
I feel bad.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I'm just waiting. I just
rethink my life.
No, rethink your mask life, sir.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's all right.
Yeah. Speaking of which, we're gonna turn the air conditioner back on because we're sweating in here. Stay tuned for part 2 of the podcast. Peace.
See you guys.
So I've never had anyone, like I said, disrespected me on the camera set. The crew has always been nice. What I don't like though is when we do the rape movies, right? How I understand it's acting, but I don't like how they portray. So when I first started doing this, that's all black actors were just limited to do it.
Right. I literally would see videos where you would just be
Home invasion.
Yeah, home invasion.
Yo, what's up, mommy? Yo, come here. Hey. Picking bitches up, throwing them in the van. Literally. They've done a movie like that. They were on the streets in Tokyo, and they grabbed this woman, the actress, of course. And people are the bystanders. Everyone what the fuck is going on? And they grabbed this lady and threw her in the van. And they were like, go.